Hey, you all. So I was a little hesitant to do this upload because I feel like so many people, when you start talking about spiritual things, it's like people don't believe or they don't want to talk about it. But that's what it says in the Bible, that we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities, the spiritual realm. And the things I'm going to talk about today, you all, it's not going to be brand new for if you've been a believer for a while. This is not going to be anything brand new for you all. The only thing that's going to be new is hearing the supernatural events that happened when I first got saved. And I have seen a lot of people who just got saved, and I'll read their comments on different channels, and they talk about the challenges that they're having being newly saved. And I don't want them to make the same mistake that I made. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made was when I first got saved, I didn't clean out my house. There was a lot of things like my spiritual mask. I took a long time getting rid of those. I had the yin and yang sign on my paintings. I mean, there was a lot of CDs I had. There was a lot of things that I kept in my house, and I took years, some of them years, to get rid of. And as a result, things started supernaturally happening in my house, and I couldn't figure out why. And I wanted to tell people who newly got saved the importance of cleaning out your house. And I was going to talk about some of the things that have happened in my house. Now, I know all you all are not going to believe the things that I said, and I'm fine with that. And I know that a lot of people are going to try and debunk it or just think it's a coincidence, and that's okay too. But I know that it was supernatural, and to the point where I finally need to start praying to God about it. And he gave me an answer, and I'm going to tell y'all what happened in that dream when I prayed about it. But I wanted to tell you some of the things that started happening in my house, even though I was saved. Now, this right here is a heating pad. And this heating pad was in my room. So one day when I was sitting on my bed, this heating pad was on the floor, like in between my bed and my dresser. And I started to hear this. I'm going to turn it on. Do y'all hear that? So I kept hearing this noise. I kept hearing that, and I couldn't figure out what that beeping noise was at the time. So I'm looking all in my room because I don't have a lot of electronics. So when I looked beside my bed to where I was hearing the noise, I looked and I saw that I had this heating pad, and I looked at it and it wasn't on. As you guys can see, it wasn't on, but it was going off. This is turning it on. And it kept making that beeping noise over and over and over again. And keep in mind, when I went to go check and look at it, it was off. It looked just like this. So that was one of the indicators that I knew that something supernaturally was going on in my house. The next thing that happened, I was washing dishes, and not this bottle, this is just a demonstration. This bottle has been sitting in this spot for weeks. Not this one, like I said, I'm doing a demonstration. It was sitting in this box, in that spot right there. And as I was washing dishes, it just went like that. It fell on the floor. And it was sitting there for weeks and weeks and never fell. But when I was washing the dishes, it just fell, just like how you all saw that demonstration. So that was another indication to me that this unclean spirits were letting me know that they were there. Another thing that happened was During the night while I was sleeping all by myself, I was sleeping, it was in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, my light came on in the middle of the night, just like that. Another thing was that every time I would come home, my fan would start rotating. It would be on. And I would keep asking my daughter, who was in her room, I would ask her, hey, did you turn my fan on? And she's like, no, I haven't been in your room, or she hasn't messed with it. And my fan would rotate by itself. And another thing that happened was when I came back from vacation and nobody was in the house, I turned on my fan and it started rotating backwards. And I've never messed with the switch on this fan. There's a little tiny switch right there at the top that you can rotate it to go opposite. And I have never once touched it, and my daughter didn't either because she wasn't home either. And it started rotating backwards without anyone doing that. So that was another indicator that they were letting me know that they were in the house. So one morning when I was getting ready to wake up, I had a flash dream that my sensor light in the backyard, is daytime now, but in the back behind me, that's my backyard, the sensor light came on, and that was my flash dream. And then I woke up. So when I came back home that night, I started washing my dishes, and behind, right there is my kitchen sink. And so I can see, whilst I'm washing dishes, I can see what goes on in the back of me, in the front of me, because I'm washing the dishes facing this way. So anyway, I was washing dishes that night, and when I looked up, the sensor light in my backyard went on. So I went around to go turn it off or figure out why it came on. And it's just when I was getting ready to turn the switch off, it turned off by itself. And then I turned it back on to see if I could see anyone in my backyard, and there was no one there. But I thought that but the fact that I had a flash dream that was going to happen before I woke up that morning, and that event played out when I got home that night, was another indicator to me that they were letting me know, the unclean spirits were letting me know that they're still around here. So I prayed to God. I think that was the last straw, and I prayed to God. I said, God, what door do I have open for them to be able to come in here and start manipulating objects in my house and turning on lights and turning on heating pads that aren't on, but they are making it sound like it's on even though it wasn't. So I was asking God, can you please reveal to me what doors I have open? And that night I went to sleep, and I had a dream of my DVDs, and I had a dream of all my CDs, my music CDs. I had a lot of CDs. Y'all know about that Wow CDs where they have all the like top 10 songs on there all on one CDs, like Britney Spears. That's the kind of music I had at the time. And so I had a dream, and I would have a dream of my CDs, not anybody else's CDs. They were mine, and it was in darkness, and all of a sudden the CD would go whew, and it would show what it was, and then move, and then another one would come and then move, and each one would keep going fast in front of me, but it would stop just enough for me to see what CD was, and then it would pass, and then another one, and then in between the CDs I would see the triangle with the eye in the middle, with the dollar, the Lucifer sign like this, and then it would have the eye in the middle, and that was also with the CDs. And like I said, the CDs kept passing me, but I could tell each one. I could even read that it was Britney Spears and all the CDs that I had in this house. And so, and of course, like I said, all my DVDs. And then when I went, then I was like, okay, well, I got to get this stuff out of my house. And when I went to get my movie DVDs out of here, which took a long time because I had like 3,000, no, I'm sorry, about 2,000 DVDs. And I loved scary movies, and I had a lot of scary movie DVDs. And have y'all heard about the Children of the Corn, where they got the blonde hair and they're all bad? They're all little demon monsters, and they all got blonde hair. I had a lot of those, and one of the DVDs had 666 on it downstairs in my movie collection. I didn't even get a chance to watch it because it was still wrapped. But that was one of the movies that were down there. And so I just want to tell you all, if you just got saved, please clean out your house. Now, those demons, those unclean spirits may not do the same thing that they did to me, to you. They may do, because everyone's personalities are differently, they may do something different to you, but they do to me. Like if you have anxiety, or if you have depression, or if you have something like that, you may have that door open for them to still attack you full force because you're not cleaning out your house. And you also have to watch what you're watching, because I'm telling you, those spirits can see what you're looking at. And when you watch stuff you know you're not supposed to be watching, that opens that door for them. So I just wanted to tell you all that please clean out the house. It's not a brand new message, but I just wanted to tell you that that's a big door for them to walk in if we don't do that as believers. Okay? And so I hope this message helps someone. All right. See y'all later.